Just finished the event. Looked like a mess. It did not go how we intended. Amazing things have happened since the previous video. Exciting news. The volunteering group that I go with on the weekends to feed food to the homeless population has asked me to join their family fun day thing where they it's like a bake sale of sorts to support their volunteering thing, the nonprofit, thank you, nonprofit. And so I've been gifted all of these containers of varying sizes to use, glitching out, okay, to use and bake, and they just said a very general, as much as possible. And someone specifically requested cookies, so that will probably be a part of the list. I'm thinking some kind of like cinnamon roll bun thing, maybe in a couple flavors. By the way, this is all happening Saturday, which means today's Thursday, tomorrow's Friday. I have to bake everything, and I just got back from the airport dropping off family. Very depressing, so this will be something to distract the sadness away. Yeah, so the house is a disaster. Just got home, sweaty from driving 5 hours today. Airport stuff. So today's going to be cleaning the house, putting away all of the dishes and everything in here, making a game plan for baking tomorrow. Tomorrow's executing. This will be interesting. And as a very brief side note, I asked the leader of the nonprofit if she would be fine with me putting the Crumbfort logo on things and making little labels for each of the desserts because I don't have enough on my plate, I think. And she said that was totally fine. It's very sweet of her. We are not a business. Crumbfort is not an official legal business right now. This is just home bakers presenting their goods. But I thought, since this is a personal brand and it's for baking and for sharing, you know, the love of community and connecting with others through baking, I thought might be nice practice. So we're going to also try to make some labels for these things. And this will be Crumbfort's first official event. Hey! Morning. First on the menu for the Family Fun Day prep is cookies. I have already created the base cookie recipe, and it's about 80% mixed and ready for the inclusions. And I've really waffled over what flavor to do, but I think we're going to try a new one. So it's going to be a chocolate chip Oreo. So I'm only going to do 4 ounces of milk semi-sweet chocolate. This is a double batch, by the way. And then I have the mega stuffed, which I bought for something else and didn't happen, so it's a happy accident that this is happening. I don't know how many Oreos I'm going to put in there. We're just going to chop, mix, see what looks right, and just lead with our soul on that, you know? So we'll do that. And the baker's brand is really pretty. They have, ooh, you can't see. They have little women on there and the ounces. Nice. But we're just gonna use the whole thing. So, rough chop. Okay, quick tip. I don't know if it's tip, but it's what I do. When I roughly chop my chocolate bar, I always take one section and overdo it so it turns into this like powdery chocolate almost, so that's what creates like the little melty bits that melt into the dough. And then the bigger pieces, I save a few like that size out, like 12 or so, to stuff into the top of the cookie before it bakes. And that's what makes those like pools of chocolate in the ball itself. Okay, bigger pieces set aside, and we add the rest into the bowl. Now Oreos. Look at this. How it's so much cream in there. How wonderful. Okay, so one sleeve is 5, 6, 7 cookies. We'll start with this. And typically I would not be trying a new cookie flavor the day of or for people for the first time in such an important event for the nonprofit thing. But Oreo is kind of hard to mess up, I would think. And I'll keep one cookie aside so I can try it later, but I think we'll be okay. Okay, rough chop on these guys, irregularly sized, and we'll add this too. I don't think that's going to be enough cookies, but we'll see how this looks. We still have a lot of mixing to go, but I can already tell we do need more cookies. So we'll just double it, right? 2 sleeves. So there's gonna be 14 double stuffed Oreos and 4 ounces of chocolate in these cookies. Yeah, not healthy. Not healthy, but super fun. Like, look at this. Just a sea of Oreos. That'll go in there. And these ones I chopped a little bit more fine to just make the texture really fun. Hopefully. Okay. Cookies are in. And again, this is a double batch of cookie dough, so that's why it's taking a monstrous amount of inclusions. I'll show you. Beautiful. Okay, I think we're just about there. I don't want to overmix. My dough actually cooled a little bit too much before I was ready for this step, but I think we're there. Lovely. Now we scoop, and I press it against the side of the bowl to make sure it's very flat. That's fun. Okay, this is the first row. How pretty. We're going to stuff the things on top. And there's still more in the bowl, but for now, I will just show you this for the sake of time and not boring you. Okay, here they are. They're going to be popped into the fridge. I typically like to do it overnight, but I did not do this last night, and the nonprofit bake sale is tomorrow. So when they're done baking, I was thinking of taking another cookie, cutting it in half, and stuffing it on top of it while it's still hot, and it'll kind of like congeal together. So yeah, I'll keep going. There's a lot more to bake today, but this is the first step because it has to sit the longest. Okay, welcome to Bake 2 for baking for the nonprofit. We are now working on dough. What am I doing? Dough to make pecan cinnamon twists. Yeah. Our yeast is yeasting, and I have the sugars already laid out because we're going to do this 3 times today. But I need to go get groceries, So we're gonna make this dough now, let it sit and rise, so that when I come back, there's probably gonna be only half an hour left, and then we can punch down, shape, all the things. But let's finish this first. Got the flour, the salt, the sugar. I'm going to add in oil, and then we'll do 2 eggs as it starts to mix. Okay, I just added the eggs, and we continue mixing. Okay, here's the dough. It has like a little bit of stickiness to it, which is okay because that just works for this dough. Now we will scrape this down, cover, let it rise. Dough number 1, this will be staggered. The other 2 doughs will be staggered throughout the day so that they're not all rising at the same time, because I only have 1 oven. Now we go to the grocery store to get the rest of the ingredients. We're also making brownies later today, multiple batches. Cookie dough is already in the fridge resting. There's a lot going on. We're back home. We have our pecans that we are going to toast and chop for the rolls, the twists, which are getting close to exploding. We are rounded. This is dough 1. I'm gonna punch it down soon and start doing all the things with that, and then we'll do the second batch of that. In the meantime though, we are also making the brownies ×2. Okay, for the brownies, we've got all the wet ingredients and the sugar and cocoa all ready to go. Then we're gonna add about 2 ounces of chopped chocolate. And mix it till it's almost fully incorporated, about there, and then add 1 cup of flour. And now we mix this in. That was exciting. So this is the brownie recipe from Preppy Kitchen. Works out really well. I just reduced the amount of chocolate chips in there and used chopped chocolate instead of chips. Alright, here we go. Here's our tray. Now we get an offset spatula and make it smooth. And this will bake at 350 for about 40 to 45 minutes. Alright, now these will bake while I shape this. First mistake of the day, I didn't actually preheat the oven on time so that the brownies can't go in. And this is like more than ready, so hopefully this works out quickly because I've also started the next batch. We figured out the whole brownie situation. I will show you those and right now. Here they are. Looking really good. And the first batch of pecan cinnamon twists came out. I'll show you. Here we go. This one particularly is pretty. I tried like 4 or 5 different kinds of twisting, and I think this one is my favorite, which I'll show you on the next batch, which I had to put in the fridge because it was rising too quickly. Yeah. And then, so the idea is this will sit into its container. I'm going to drizzle it in salted caramel and then chopped pecans that have been roasted, toasted. Yeah. We're on our way. I've got all the dough laid out from batch number 2. Just wanted to show you, this is the tray, this is the bun. We did 2-ounce balls and they work perfectly. So this will be caramel, chopped nuts. But to show this, I just stretched out a little bit. And I did like a few different options, but we will see. This is cinnamon, cloves, nutmeg in butter. I'm just gonna spread that on and roll. Just kind of making this up. Squeeze, knife, cut down the middle. And it creates like these layers. And just twist, 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 like that. And twist a little more. And then wrap around and tuck under. And then do it 1,000 more times. Started batch number 3. Here is pan number 3 from batch number 2. Okay, while the third batch of dough is rising, I have the pecans toasted and chopped. And I've melted just a little bit of butter, and I'm going to put that on. Don't need much, just a little bit. It's about a tablespoon. Then we will get cinnamon and season and mix. So it all is a little glossy from the butter and matches the flavor profile of the buns themselves. And I've got the caramel here working away. I think this will be probably a salted caramel just to balance the sweetness levels. I ran out of room in the kitchen, so I had to make use of the massage table. But here are some of my buns. And here's some more. The pecans, these are the containers they will go in. The stickers they gave me to put on them. And the brownies. And the cookies are in the fridge. Okay, the first cookies are out. Caramel is done. I've had to move everything over here to the dining room. Okay, I'll show you. Here's the salted caramel. It's still very hot, and I wanted it to be a little bit more loose, but that will still thicken. Here's all the things and the cookies. So I can't find my cup. So, I might have waited too long to shape. Let's try to encourage sphericalness, especially with these guys. Where is everyone? Again, I waited too long, but I cut half of the cookie and we'll just, I don't know, this seems too big. The mega stuffed, it seems too big. I don't want to mess, that doesn't make sense. Does this make sense? Does that make sense? This seems too big. Can I make a quarter? That doesn't make sense. I don't know what to do here. I don't know what to do here. Because half the cookie is almost like the size of this cookie. If I shove it in, maybe, here's a thought, just the cookie part. But then people would be like, oh, but where's the cream? Okay, just the cookie and like half of it. You just gotta commit, Kai. Gotta commit. Just shove it in there. Shove it in. Okay. What do we think? What do we think? Does that look good? Is that weird? I don't know. Just realized I forgot the flaky salt. Because it always needs it. Just a little pinch. Last thing for the cookies, I'm taking just a little piece of the cookie and sprinkling it on top after the salt. So just it is 4:54 p.m. Friday, and we started baking things and getting everything ready I got up at 6:30 this morning, and this is all the stuff. So there's chocolate chip mega stuffed Oreo cookies. We've got the brownies here, and then the pecan, there's another tray, the cinnamon twists that will be topped with salted caramel and cinnamon pecans. This has been quite a journey, quite the day. Now what is left is, yes, there's more. We need to package all these things into containers. They're particular containers, and I still want to make some kind of label. So that requires it to be designed and then printed and labeled, and I have no idea how many of the things that I've made, so I will do a count at the end. But thanks for sticking with me. It's been a day. Okay, for packaging, we have this for the cookies, and I'm thinking it'll probably be one because they are quite large in there. And this is a gourmet cookie, so it will be worth the price that it is posted. And there you go. Perfect. Okay, 6:15 and everything is packaged except for the stickers. We have 32 brownies and 25 cookies and let me count. And 88 of the twists. It's pretty good. Okay, so my feet are tired. I'm going to sit for a little bit, and then all of these need the SOS Soup on Saturdays sticker for the nonprofit, and then I still need to make my stickers, which I don't need to, but I want to. And it'll just have like the Crumbfort logo on it, maybe some nutritional like allergy warnings. Nothing up to the cottage food law codes. Again, we're not a business. This is just donations. So, yeah, there we go. A little taste test. So I just finished making the sticker for all the bakes, as well as a questionnaire that people can go here to, and the page. So the QR code will go here, and they'll see all of the bakes we made, allergen things, a little bit about Crumbfort, and an option to join the newsletter to stay in the loop, and bake sale questionnaire, which is this guy. Now we print. Okay, this is literally the last step. So it took a minute to get the sizing right on my printer, but we got it. This is the final product. So the Soup on Saturday sticker, which they gave me, brownie, and it says, I'll turn it around, but we did it. Baked with love by Crumbfort. Enjoying your treat. Scan for allergy info and feedback. Okay, it has been quite the day getting all of this done, and I still need to print out more of the stickers, apply both sides, both stickers, but then we're done. Then I have my laundry basket ready. I'm gonna pack everything up, find the cooler and wash that out, and then go to bed. Get ready and go to bed. We leave at around 9 o'clock to be there around 9:30, and I'll try to take some videos and pictures of the event itself. Okay, it is the morning of. It's gonna be 90 degrees today. That sucks. But I've got everything by the door packed up, and I made a very, very, very short, quick menu thing that will write out all the things, because it's not just me baking. Matilda's also bringing stuff too. And I've got the things here packed up. I labeled everything last night, so it's the, let me find one that has, I ran out of stickers, but the Soup on Saturdays, this, and then Crumbfort. So I have about 15 minutes before I have to leave. I'm gonna quickly make some breakfast. I have the cooler in the car. I think that's everything. I'll try to get videos today as I do the thing, and we will commence all of this baking. Last night, so yesterday for perspective, I was up at 6:30 in the morning and I went to bed at 11 p.m. at night. There's a little bit of like household things in there as well, but for the most part it was just straight baking. So yeah, let's finish.
Yeah, Yeah, you can go up to all the kids and you could be like, hey, tell your parents that I just seen you.
Oh, I go tell that to kids?
Just finished the event. Looked like a mess. It did not go how we intended. Last year they said they had about 200 people come through and that they had sold out of everything that they made. And this year, like 7 of the vendors didn't even show up, and there was not anywhere near the crowds that there were last year. So I have still so many goodies to get rid of. And I'll admit, I was feeling really frustrated and discouraged for a good amount of the time. And I was fighting with myself mid-event to just be like, just be in the moment, like it's okay, people are still doing the thing. And so I just feel like I made all these things and I want them to sell so that we can, you know, generate some donations so that this group that I really love can flourish. And it's just a little frustrating. And so to appease that side of things, to at least make me feel as though some further good is being done, instead of going to the evening meal, which is usually, it's now at 5 o'clock for the summer hours, it's the event ended at 2, it's 2:45, we just finished packing up. So I'm going to go around to the police department here, and then the fire department closer to my house, and drop off a bunch of the extra goodies. And it'll just be not to sell to them, but just to give to them as donations on behalf of Soup on Saturdays, as like a get the awareness out there, say thank you to our members that are serving our community, protecting us, and help me feel better like these things are going to be eaten and being enjoyed. And so yeah, I gave a bunch to some of the other girls who were helping today, but still there was a lot. Altogether, 144 individual baked goods were brought today. It's pretty darn good. I'm proud of that. So I'm going to run over to, I'm really close to the police department. I'm going to do that first and then probably just go home. I was going to go to the feeding, but I'm very warm right now, so I'm just going to go home to the fire department closer to there and call my husband and give him the rundown of the afternoon. And then shower. Okay, I'm home now, showered and cozy, and food will be had momentarily, but I just have to give a further update because amazing things have happened since the previous video. I'm gonna make this super quick. So I went around and I've learned that apparently police stations aren't actually open 24/7. It's not like a hospital where you can just walk in and there's people and admin people to talk to, which is what I had in my brain. But it was closed to the public because they're open Monday to Friday. Anyway, so I had to pivot and went to the fire station, and it was locked as well, but the bay doors were open, so I kind of just like poked my head in and was calling out. Almost left, and a man came out, and I made my pitch. I was like, hey, baked goods, nonprofit leftovers, you know, thank you, here's stuff and stuff. And he brought me into the inner sanctum to give my pitch to the rest of the guys because he was just doing maintenance work. And so I redid my pitch, but I was like, blah, blah, blah. I was so nervous, I was talking so fast, it's very possible I didn't hear very much of it. But they were agreeable and interested, and so I was like, great, I have, you know, some stuff, like boxes in the car. And so I gave them the big pink box and everything in the laundry basket. And a couple of them came out to help me tote things in, and their eyes, when they saw it, they're like, so much, because it is. And so I went in, and they had her, like, you know, really, really kind people, and really grateful, and all the things. And so I left, and then I went to, there's like three little towns next to me. So I went to the next town over, and went to the corrections facility there, the jail, and then, you know, dropped the booking department, sheriff's there, and then I went to the fire department closer to my house in the smaller town. And everyone was, you know, very grateful. But then as I was about to get home, the leader of our nonprofit sent in the group chat, Kai, like, great idea, you know, we've already have more followers because of this, like, exposure is great, like, great, good job. And I was like, what is she talking about? And so I scroll up, and the first fire department that I went to, it must have been like minutes after I left, made a post to their Facebook page, and with a picture of like all the baked goods like splayed out on the table, which there were many, and saying like how, you know, grateful they are, and like, hey, follow this group, Soup on Saturdays, and XYZ. And I just, it turned the whole day around. We have new eyeballs on this nonprofit mission. Like, things are going to be generated because of this. Like, we have more. I'm just, I'm feeling good. And so, while it is not at all what I expected, during the event itself, I was praying to God to please bring a horde of people in to come, you know, buy these things, to like make this nonprofit, like, you know, like, make this event worth it, and all the time we spent yesterday worth it. And that didn't happen, but that doesn't mean that God didn't have a plan, because now we have had a whole different set of eyeballs, probably more than was actually at the event today, looking at our page, seeing the work that we do and the ministry that we have. And that is so beautiful. And I was able to make connections with these people. Most of the interactions were a little awkward because I you know, don't know what to say, but I did it, and I put myself out there, put my bakes out there, and I think it made a difference, and I'm really, I'm tickled pink about this. So now I'm going to eat and relax with my shows the rest of the afternoon. And yeah, I will insert a quick video I did of the event itself, and the quote from the fire department, so you can see. And I will show you the message from the group chat and the original post from the fire department. This should be the last thing about the nonprofit bake sale I was a part of this weekend. I know there's been like a whole series of videos about this, just because it took so much effort, I couldn't put it into one. I'm starting a bakery. Officially, Crumbfort is going to become a bakery, like a legit. I can't even tell you behind the scenes how much has happened in the last 24 hours that have made this so much more clear and confirmed that, like, God is not just pushing me to do this, but he's like lit the match and the fuse is burning. Go. Like, okay, after the fire department made a post to their Facebook page that supported the nonprofit group as like a, hey, thanks for dropping off all these goods that I made and dropped off. Then today I heard that the farmers market loved our booth so much, as slow as it was, that they have offered us a spot in their farmers market from May to October, and they're going to be in communications with the leader of SOS and figure out what that could mean for the group. And then the leader of the group messaged me and the other baker saying like, hey, what if we started a cottage food law bakery as a part of the, like, under the umbrella of the Soup on Saturdays group, to make this a regular thing, to be fundraising for the group. And I'm like, this is after the last few months, specifically, backstory, I've been seriously considering turning Crumbfort officially into a bakery. Like, I have had this dream to have a bakery for years. I've been practicing baking since I was a child, and I've only recently, like, really been putting focused effort to make this become a potential reality, and have literally just decided in the last, like, week or two that I am even doing this. And last night, after the event, I stayed up late and I was like, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna make this happen. So I wrote down in my notebook, like just over in my corner there, like my business plan, my marketing things, like notes I've been making for the last few weeks, but I like solidified a plan last night. It still needs tweaking, of course, but and now today, suddenly, there's other talks of, hey, let's start a bakery for the. I'm just, I'm in awe of how God works in our lives and how, like, if you set your intention to something and you're working towards it, and you start to see the opportunities as they present themselves. Like, see your hopeful future. My sloth. See your hopeful future and go towards it and start making those steps, and my gosh, you'll just see what God does. Because I'm baffled right now and so excited, and like, let's go. All right, so we made some chocolate chip cookies, and we are going to package them either in this cute box or this cute box for as a personal thank you to the firefighters of Moses Lake for posting the bakes I gave them that were left over from the nonprofit bake sale. That post they made to their Facebook page made a lot of garnered a lot of eyeballs on the nonprofit and was really supportive and very sweet of them to do. So we are saying a personal thank you to them for that with more cookies. And so I'm going to wrap these up. So I've been kind of playing around with parchment. I've got a cookie down here, and I'm just gonna fold in and tuck up like that. And then I'm gonna make a quick sticker just to hold it on there. And we also have, preemptively, some really nice envelopes. I will just write a little thank you note. The C is for Crumbfort. Then lastly, I have a bunch of ribbon, pretty colors to go with the box that doesn't have a ribbon, just in case. So we'll package these up and take them over, and hope they like them. Okay. I made some quick stickers and put the package thing together. How cute. It says the Crumbfort Cookie Club, scan to learn more. This is, I guess, a soft unveiling of what I'm actually doing with this bakery. And so these cookies will be lined up in this cute little box, and then we'll wrap up and get going. Okay, card has been written. We'll put in the envelope. Little thing here, just to show you. There are the cookies. Here we go.